Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm Insurance.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Harris Chevrolet with George Gully. Napa Cafe Memphis and Glenda Hastings. For Memphis Magazine. The Live at the Garden Concert Series. And the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis. And by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated for more than 40 years. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earle Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome to Lansky's, right here in the Peabody Hotel. Of course, where Elvis used to shop, along with everybody else now and back then that's in entertainment business or just likes to look good. I've got another Lansky's jacket on, and my first two guests are also adorned in a Lansky jacket. They're both part of the founders of Shapeshifter Art School and Gallery, a radical approach to teaching, learning, and sharing art. Pam McDonnell and Elaine Canepa. Is that close enough? Canepa.
Well done.
By the time this show's over, I'll have it. I'll have it down. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
You know, I lived in Canada when I was a kid in 7th, 8th grade, and we moved back, and it was at the end of the term, and they said, you have to take an elective, and you can either do choir or art. And I'd already discovered I had no artistic ability whatsoever. I couldn't even do stick figures, you know. And so I thought, well, I'll try choir, only to be informed I had no talent singing either. But so I've always admired anybody that could sing, play a musical instrument, or artist. Ron Olson's one of my best friends, and he came along and was at an art store on Union Avenue, getting something that he was doing. He looked down and saw a painting in a rack that they just framed, and he said, "How much is that painting going to sell for?" And I said, $1,200. He goes, "I could do that." He said, "If you could do that, you need to start doing it." He started doing it. He's made tons of money over the years, and they even have his art in St. Jude or St. Children's Hospital, Bonner. A whole wall of his stuff, and I interviewed the curator of it, and she said he really has an incredible eye. He's never had a lesson in his life, but she said just what he does is absolutely amazing. And that's what you're helping people do is learners, people who are already artists, come in and take off from where you are now and advance in the location you built. Is that pretty much the summation of it?
Yes, the Ron Olsons of the world and the Earle Farrells of the world, we'd love to get in to the school as well, because we, the teachers and the founders, all believe that everybody's an artist, that we're all creators. And there's, you know, nobody better to teach than someone who can only draw a stick figure, because it's only up from there, right?
Yes. But you also recognize, I think, talent when you meet somebody and they say, just do something that you feel like it's something that's taking you someplace. Because it doesn't have to be necessarily sculpting or painting. It could be like Ron does a lot of multimedia stuff in his art. And takes other objects, hood ornaments, a lot of different things. And so it's really up to your imagination as to what you do. What is the first thing that usually when somebody walks in the door and said, I want to learn to do some kind of art, what are the kind of questions you ask?
Well, I often ask people, what's your passion? What inspires you? And we take it from there. Or, what did you love to do when you were a kid? I love to play with Play-Doh. I love to draw with crayons. So often we want to tap into that.
Pick up where they left off.
That imagination and that spark that brings them joy, lights up their eyes.
Because I see kids, I have a 5-year-old grandson and a 17-month-old granddaughter, and I see them start doing something and they just really get into it. you know, and they don't want to stop doing it. That would be what you would call passion for a very young person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think of as adults, or I think it happens in middle school where people, decide that they don't have talent and that it's not worth pursuing, and and they stop playing. You stop art if you're really into your practice. You learn that it's mostly play, and that your really creative ideas come when you're playing and when you're not trying to make something good. And I think that bringing adults back into that encounter with playfulness and process is one of the things that we're trying to cultivate.
I know when you kind of your statement, Shapeshifter Art School's mission is to build a vibrant, creative art community where teachers and students feel empowered to challenge conventional thinking, embrace originality, and co-create transformative learning experiences. Mm-hmm. So it really is just coming in there and kind of letting go.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of the most amazing insights in a creative practice come from mistakes that are made. And I think that being in a classroom where mistakes are encouraged, or where the type of experimentation is encouraged, where what you would think of as a mistake actually can transform into a really powerful art piece.
Well, and we've seen that in broadcasting. Rob and Beth both work for CBS, and some of your biggest mistakes turn out to be, hey, that turned out pretty good. You know, you actually invent things through mistakes sometimes. Got a picture of your building, and this is beautiful. Where are you located?
We're at 680 Oak Leaf Office Lane. We're near Theater Memphis, Botanic Gardens, Hilton Corporation.
Well, it's beautiful.
Tucked away.
And I was going through some of the photographs, and this is when it was being built. And what you want to do is build creative spaces, and then no matter what they do, they get a space there to start working in. Or is it one or two? How do you do that?
Okay, so we have 2 stories. There are 2 classrooms downstairs that are ADA, and then we have a classroom upstairs that for now is just a place where we're going to host open studios where people can come and work together. That classroom will not have any instruction. It'll just be, free play, basically. And then downstairs where the classrooms will be operating, we have a gallery. Each classroom can accommodate a teacher, a teacher's assistant, and 12 students. And we have a really good community space, a kitchen, break room, and then outside also on the same level as the first floor, meaning you don't have to go down any steps to get there. We have a Japanese garden.
Well, yeah, so let me go back to that picture. Outside, okay, there you go. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and all the rocks are, can accommodate just a nice little Indian or crisscross applesauce seating. You can sit out there with your friends and talk about what you learned in class. It's a great little place to experience nature outside of the building. We tried to think about every space in and around the building as a creative space.
Well, they say that being around nature is very creative. It helps people to kind of go release and relax, which is the first thing you want to do when it comes to art. And I try to do that as much as I can because I love being outside. It is, but to be able to inspire the people to let go, and some people really need a lot of encouragement to let go. Other people just give them permission, and then they're there. What are the youngest people you have in there?
Well, right now, we on our website we list 18 and above, but we're happy to accommodate anyone 16 and above if they really want to get in, and we've had some requests to have children's classes. That'll be more possibly in the future once we get rooted this first year or two.
I know that you've done the Christmas card for Church Health, which
Yes.
Ken Hall will be here to come on after y'all. But that's where we first heard about you, and that you've become very famous for that. Are you a native Memphian?
I am not, but I mean, do you think if a person's lived here 28 years, that's kind of getting close?
Well, you got here as quick as you could.
I really did, and I didn't leave, which I think is a
I'm
good.
not from here. I moved here from Dallas almost 50 years ago, and
Yeah.
so I kind of. Although Texans are always Texans, no matter what. I love Memphis, and I love everything about it. I think it has an incredible art community. When we first started doing this with Ken 14 years ago, there were just a few galleries, professional galleries around, and are still there. But so many have been added since then. So many different art exhibits that go on. It really has blossomed. In fact, I kind of compare it to the wine situation in Memphis. Back before John Grazzani, we were drinking Matuse and Boone's Farm Apple, and now they have all these great wine stores. And the same thing with art. Before, they had very few exhibits except at the big art galleries, but now they're all the time, year-round. I mean, it's like the art show in the spring we just had down on the riverfront. What a great example of the interest that people have in art.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just went to an artist talk at Cheesecake Gallery, and it was David Henry speaking, and he is from Nashville, and he was just telling us that he's had to build his own group in Nashville of artists and creators so that they have support around them, and he was really elated to be in Memphis and see what a strong art culture and art community that we have here. And I would agree with him. It's so many artists supporting artists. It's amazing.
Well, I saw some numbers a few years ago that Memphis is one of the leading places in the entire world for young artists because it's so affordable here.
Yeah.
You go to Nashville, they can't afford to live in Nashville. Nobody can, really. You go to New York, Paris, places like that, it's very expensive to live there. Memphis has a great artist community. The lifestyle is very inexpensive compared to the world, and it is so vibrant and has gotten only better and better. So we've developed a worldwide reputation for art, which is incredible. And
Yeah.
y'all are helping with that.
We hope so, yes.
If somebody's interested, how do they call you up, or do you have a website or a Facebook page?
We do have a website, shapeshifterartschool.com. All of our classes are now online for registration.
Okay.
So we have, I think, 14 classes, and we have workshops as well. Starting January 13th, people can register now. All of our teachers are working artists, well-known artists in the community. And so we're not only this incredible art school, we're also a gallery space. So we will have shows, exhibits. And our first exhibit is the 5 founders, 5 artists that came together.
Yeah.
And we're very excited about that.
And when is that going to be?
So November 22nd,
Okay.
6 to 10 p.m., we will have our grand opening reception open to everyone. And we'll have the founder show called Polishing the Stone with these beautiful works by the founders. And everyone's welcome to join us.
That turquoise ring you added, did you make that one?
Actually, my father that lives in Italy made this.
Really?
Made this ring. Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Texas near New Mexico, and everybody in New Mexico wears turquoise.
Yes.
It's hugely popular. And then after that, which it would be perfect this time of year, is to buy somebody a gift of art lessons for
Yes.
Christmas, and then start in January. So that would be perfect.
And our
Yes.
gift cards are available now on our website as well.
Well,
So we're really excited.
Well, I'm looking forward to when you get up and you're rolling, and students are coming in, and we'll have you back and show some of the stuff they're doing and some of the stuff that was at the art show as well.
Yes, and we'll see you in our stick figure class.
Yes, I'll be going. He's a very skinny guy going that way.
And you're all welcome at our opening as well.
Well, thank you. Pam and Elaine, thank you for coming by, and you look great in your jackets.
They make you feel good.
They do. If you feel good, you look good, you are
is
good.
true.
So there you are. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then Ken Hall's going to join us and talk about some of the projects he's working on. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union. We're the proud title sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show. Coming to you live from Lansky's in the world-famous Peabody Hotel and celebrating all of the great things about our great city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm so proud to be part of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, streaming live from Lansky's from the Peabody. We will be showcasing not only Napa Cafe, but some great restaurants around town. We look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Carrey Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25, and I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching Earl and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm, and I'm so excited to be one of the sponsors for the Earle Farrell from Memphis show, broadcasting live from Lansky's at the Peabody. And I'll tell you all about what we've got going on at our office. Gift cards for quotes. No purchase necessary. I'm better looking than a lizard.
And welcome back. Join me now at the Cadillac table, Cadillac of all tables
There
here
you
at
go.
Lansky's. I don't know if we've ever gotten a full wide shot of this. The table we do the show on
Lovely.
is actually a metal table that was made from the hood, doors, and trunk of an actual Cadillac.
Oh, no wonder it has such wonderful color.
In fact, over on this side, there's actually a Cadillac emblem down here on the side, off the trunk.
Wow.
So there's Kathy.
The Cadillac of wives.
The Cadillac
Yes.
of wives.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
she's the Rolls Royce of wives.
Hey, and also prettier than a lizard, so it's a 2-for-1 here. You got all of it. What a day, Earl!
Oh, man,
it's good stuff. You had the Shapeshifter ladies in; they're fantastic.
They look great in the jackets. You got a
I
jacket
got a
on?
lovely jacket. The one time I'm dapper every month when I'm on the show.
That's why you should come more often.
All right, we'll do it.
Look dapper more often.
But I'm telling you, the Shapeshifter may be the big art story of the season because it's going to impact so many people. There's that beautiful shot of the building.
It's a beautiful building. Their Japanese garden.
And
that's in this month's
this month with all of these other arts things. There is a ton going on.
We'll just show them the page again. This is all art.
It's a double truck. You've got art openings. You've got opera, plays, everything you want in life. No need to sit at home with Netflix when you have all this going on. Don't do it.
You know, I was mentioning when I was talking to Pam and Elaine about the fact that when we first started doing this, I guess 15 years ago.
Yeah, right after the Civil War.
You had the... In fact, we just barely got out of Andersonville.
Barely.
There was a couple of really good, serious galleries.
Sure. Yep.
But nothing compared to today. Nothing compared to the number of art shows and as we get into the Christmas season, more and more pop-up art galleries that you can buy stuff at.
I got a note last night from Greg Bells, who's going to do Winter Arts. We'll talk about that as we get closer to December. If I may digress for one moment, this is the official Church Health Christmas card of 2025 by our good friend Nancy Cheers. We love Nancy. Great artist, well-known around town, much respected. For your donation, we'll not only mail these to your people, but we will handwrite each and every card in envelope. It's beautiful work, and all benefits Church Health. The thing you want to do is get your order in quickly because Christmas will be here in about an hour and a half.
And it will.
It's just boom.
Well, and you don't want your Christmas card addressed by me because it would be stick figures going.
But after you go to Shapeshifter, those are going to be beautiful stick figures.
They'll straighten me out.
Much better.
I'm not concerned
Much
at all
better.
about that.
Oh, my gosh.
So where do you start with all the stuff that's coming up?
Hard to, and I'm a day late, but I'll tell you that this past weekend out in Collierville, your hometown, the former St. George's Art Show was rebranded as Wolf River Arts and was amazing.
Great.
Big crowds, great sales. They've done everything from the methods of installation to the variety of artists anew. Next year, we're going to get them on right before. So pleased for them. Great success, and much more coming up. It's hard to believe we're well into November.
Where did the year go?
I don't know, but there's still quite a bit left. You've got on the 22nd, of course, the opening of Shapeshifter. This is what makes art hopping fun. In the old days when we went to Lisa Kurtz, and then we would go to Nicole and all the other, David Lusk and all the other galleries in the same night, party bus sort of thing. There's a little bit of that coming back. So you're going to be able to go to Shapeshifter and Sheet Cake on the same day on the 22nd.
That's Sheet Cake?
Sheet Cake, which is a gallery that's been open about a year on Monroe in the Edge District, across from Orion Federal Credit Union, down the old Tasty Bread. Okay,
yeah, no, exactly.
Beautiful space. Believe it or not, well, I mean, we all know that University of Memphis has a wonderful music program.
Yeah.
They've got the Southern Comfort Jazz Band. They've got all sorts of things. They have, a lot of people don't know, an incredible student opera program. And you're thinking, oh, where do kids study opera these days? University of Memphis.
My house.
That's right. The 21st and 23rd of November at University of Memphis, there's a triple bill. So you will get some outstanding performances right there on campus. Your first Nutcracker of the season, of which there are many to come. I think there's about
never a shortage
7.
of Nutcrackers.
No, Nut Remix is the 21st with New Ballet Ensemble. They do an absolute wonderful job with kids in neighborhoods. I would tell you about the huge party that's happening this Thursday night at Crosstown from Arts Memphis, Artrageous. I would tell you about it, but it's sold out, so I'm not going to.
No sense in mentioning it.
It would break your heart to know that you missed the opportunity.
But think about that. Things are selling out now, well in advance of the event.
Somebody could cancel. Call them and get on the waiting list, but that is a blowout. They haven't done it for a few years. They're bringing it back. They're going to Crosstown in the central atrium and east atrium. You know it'll be lovely. And it's a Thursday night, so you don't have to stay out too late. I love that.
Which I never do.
Oh, my gosh.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, about time to go. Our good friend Calvin Turley at the Cotton Museum has their annual fundraiser on Friday night, the 14th, at Otherlands. And Calvin's band with Willie Bearden and the boys.
They just had Willie on and his wife here recently.
Fascinating folks.
Yep.
That will be a good time. Colleen Couch, who you will know, is a great local artist. She just had a show at the Dixon with Dolph Smith, which was a teacher and student.
Sure.
Oh, it's so sweet. She's got a solo show at Off the Walls that opens on the 14th, which is going to be terrific. The other thing on the 22nd is Tops Gallery. You know Matt Ducklow downtown. So we're going to get everybody to gallery hop and go to Shapeshifter and Sheet Cake and Tops and see all of the good things.
Just to add, there usually is some wine at these events.
I'm told. Yes.
I'm thinking.
I have imbibed a little in my time, but I'm in moderation now, about a glass
Always
and a
in
half.
moderation.
Always in moderation.
We just keep
I'm
changing
still
locations.
a licensed bartender, though. I could do that if I had to, legally. You remember the Beatles? You remember the guy? They had the haircuts, 1964.
Funny haircuts,
yeah,
pointy shoes.
This is something you're going to love, and everybody will love. Sir Paul McCartney's photography.
Oh, wow.
A blockbuster exhibit just up the road a piece at the Frisk Museum in Nashville. That opens.
You know, he got that camera when they first hit.
Okay.
And just took pictures of
Random,
wherever they went, whatever they were doing. Took thousands and thousands of pictures. Had no idea that one day they would be really famous.
In a museum.
He said, I'm just going to take pictures.
Yeah.
And, of course, he married Eastman.
Yeah. There's something about film right there.
And they were kind of involved in film in those days. So you got a bunch of free film. See?
Well, before you make it big, you need the free film. But eventually he could buy his own.
Yeah. And he did.
And he did. That opened last week, but it runs through January the 26th. I love the Frist. I have a membership. I don't live in Nashville, but I have a membership to this museum because everything there is so good.
They do bring in a lot of great stuff. But my advice is to get up early, drive into Nashville, pay $75 per park for an hour, go to the museum, see it, and get the hell back to Memphis.
Yeah, you're right. No one can afford to stay there.
Nobody can afford to stay there.
Lovely town to visit for the day. Oh, my gosh. What else we got? Wizard of Oz coming up at Playhouse on the Square. Laser Divas versus the Sky Pirates. Now, here's an opera you've never heard of.
I have not heard of that.
No one has because it's not been done. They're doing this at the Pink Palace Planetarium.
Wow.
That
is cool.
November 15th, Ned Canty, most brilliant man in opera today. We're right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And more. There's, get a copy of the magazine. They're free. They're all over town. They're easy to find.
Show them the cover.
I will show them the cover. Indeed. Here we go. It always is good. I haven't made the cover yet.
Well, you never will because only attractive women come on the cover.
I've noticed that. No, it always is, and there's a fashion spread with beautiful clothing and beautiful people. Lots of great events in this particular issue. I took many of the photos. They're not as good as what these guys do, but you feel like you've been there. You didn't miss the party when you pick up this magazine and see all the things that are happening in town and have the list of what's upcoming, so you won't miss it.
So all you have to do is pick up a copy of For Memphis Magazine, got all the things you just talked about, plus a bunch of other things.
Much more. Much more.
And then Thanksgiving's coming up.
It is.
And do you recommend, because you worked with a lot of different caterers.
Sure.
Some people that, if you're not looking forward to cooking this year, who do provide catering services or go by and pick up a turkey.
The people that are specialists in Thanksgiving, our good friend Earle Miller at Hog Wild.
Sure.
They have now, it's again about an hour and a half till Thanksgiving.
So you need
get
to do
that
this.
order in.
Yes.
Draper's Catering has a Thanksgiving special. In fact, we're using that this week for our staff early holiday party. I get to feed 200 people in a gymnasium between PE and basketball practice and move in tables and chairs. And people ask why I'm stressed, but it's okay. It's going to be fine.
That's your exercise.
Oh, absolutely.
routine.
It's nothing to it. And then there's a vegetarian option. But anyway.
Who takes that?
40 or so people I've gotten orders for. Great time to reconnect with family and friends and, your friends and your family or whoever you love.
Yep.
That's it.
And
You
always
define
have
your own.
Your annual Christmas
That's
party
right.
we always come to.
That's right. We'll see this year. I'll talk to the cats and we'll see if it's on.
It's the first time I got the invitation. I went,
Katniss?
what is this? He goes, those are just cats, Earl. I went,
Yes. Merry Katniss and Happy New Year. I it's terrible. We've done that for years.
Many years.
I mean, I'm on 2 different cats from when we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been, when we've zoomed into the show before, we've seen them roaming around behind you.
That's right.
They're ham cats.
They are. They're a handful, that's for sure.
All right. Well, we need to get you back again in
You tell me.
December.
December we can do
so
that.
we can detail what's
There'll be
happening
more.
next month. All right.
Yeah.
Ken Hall, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break, and then my good friend Bill Pollack is here, and he's going to be inspiring. So tune in to that right after this.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright. And I'm his son, Mickey. And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hey, my name is Jake. I'm with Phoenix Unequaled Home Entertainment. I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of what I do here at Phoenix. I'm a sales engineer. A lot of the times we talk about home theaters, but there's so much more that we offer. We offer a lot of home security solutions, as well as water detection and everything. So if you guys ever need anything, give us a call. We'll get you guys fixed up.
And welcome back. We're, of course, broadcasting from Lansky's, Clothier to the King. Joining me now is my good friend and longtime broadcaster and theater owner, Bill Pollack. How you doing, Bill?
Doing great. Meeting Rob and Beth. It's a pleasure to be on 60 Minutes.
We don't like to tell people that it's 60 minutes till they get here, and then we spring it on them.
Yeah, but I tell you, you don't look like Leslie Stahl.
Well, I don't look like Mike Wallace either, so there is the upside.
Well, you're better looking. Good to see you, Earl.
Good to see you.
Wonderful to be here at Lansky's and in the legendary
world-famous
Peabody Hotel.
Which there's a connection there with you. Your sister is married to one of the Bells.
Marty. Yeah, and it's a beautiful hotel.
It is. The Bells family have really done so much to help Memphis over the years. I mean, it really saved downtown buying the Peabody, because that was when they were trying to bring back the Orpheum, and the Orpheum and the Peabody came back about the same time and really changed the whole complexion. You wouldn't see all that's going on here now if it had not been for them. But they went through tough times, too. I mean, the Peabody was closed down for a number of years. In fact, Jack Bell's bought it on the courthouse steps at an auction, you know, for basically back taxes, I think, is what they were trying to get back. And we've been friends for a long time, and the COVID thing, that so many people got really hurt by that and didn't qualify for any of this stuff. I didn't qualify for any of all the programs. I had nothing. I never had $1 off of that. Yeah. And that's sort of what happened to you.
Yeah, unfortunately. By the way, I wanted to add that every Saturday afternoon, Jack Bells and I watch a couple of movies at his house.
Do you really?
Yeah, and he's pushing 98, and he just looks great. And
what's his favorite genre, or does he have one?
Well, feel-good movies.
Yeah, that's me.
And action movies.
He tells such a good story. I did a video biography years ago on Bernard Lansky.
Sure.
In fact, Hal helped me bring all the pictures and old 8mm movies together, and we interviewed Jack. And Jack was so good. He had a friend in from Europe, and he takes him down to Bernard on Beale Street while he's selling suits. You know how Bernard was. Yeah, that suit looks great. Leave the tags on it. Leave the tags on it. Wear it with pride, and tell him you got it at Lansky's. And this guy comes in, and first thing he does is reaching in his side holster, pulls out that gun, then he pulls another out of his hip pocket, and so he disarms so they can measure him. And then I think he said, well, I probably need to have these on so you can account for the bulge, you know. And this guy's from Europe. They don't have guns. And this is after World War II. And he goes, people just carry guns around? He goes, well, this is Beale Street. But Jack was just marvelous. And,
he is marvelous. He's great.
In fact, Gary Bells is who I got to meet when I first moved here. And we used to hang out used to have these great parties at the old Holiday Inn out off Lamar.
Right.
And he invited like 300 girls and 8 guys. And somehow I ended up on the guy list. And I went, how did you arrange this? We don't invite many guys.
That's the way you do it.
But it's a great family.
Yeah, wonderful.
You've always had an interest. You grew up in Cape Girardeau,
that's right,
in Missouri, where Rush Limbaugh is from.
For a while, we physically lived next door to Rush Limbaugh, and then when I was a kid, we moved to kind of the other side of the town. But that's what got me so interested in radio. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. He was 15 to me. Wow. He was an old man.
He was a big guy.
Yeah, and he was as good when he was a teenager as the last time you heard him on the air. He was that talented.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. He was a top 40 disc jockey then, not a talk show.
And it was really good. Had that fast delivery and but then he really found his gift was talk radio.
Yeah.
And in fact, he'd been fired from I don't know how many stations because he wouldn't stick to what they wanted him to do. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, which is what he ended up doing when he had the Rush Limbaugh show. He did exactly what he wanted. He did it the way he wanted. I mean, when I found him, I never missed a show after that. I'm talking 20 years. And he was an amazing broadcaster. But the whole business has changed.
Yeah, very much.
He did a lot to change talk radio. But then everything else became automated, and people sold stations. the COVID thing, people everybody was suffering.
Yeah.
And so they weren't advertising because they didn't have any money. They were trying to keep the doors open, which is really, that's when you should be advertising.
That's right.
And I know you, because we talked during the whole period, and you did everything you knew to do in your history as a broadcaster to help save some of these stations. You were able to sell nearly all of them, except I think you just have one movie theater left out of your entire portfolio.
One building remaining, but it's closed, unfortunately, out in Nebraska. Beautiful 8-screen theater. I just completely redecorated, refurbished it, and spent $3.5 million on it, and COVID hit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rough time. We had the sister to that theater in Arkansas, and we were able to sell that one. I love movie theaters. That's why I was in the business. But with the advent of streaming services and so on and so forth, the business is very much different. And also, it takes good movies to get people to go to them.
They're not doing them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, supposedly next year, a lot of the testing, the focus groups are saying, pretty good pictures are coming out, and I hope that's the truth.
Well, I hope it does, too, because people do love going to the theater.
Sure.
The last time we went, I mean, I said, this is really fun. I miss going to it, and it's good to go with a group, too. Mm-hmm. And that's not something you do at home usually. People watch it at home with one or two other people like you do with Jack Bell's.
Yeah.
And home theaters are great. I mean, I've got one, and you're there, you know. It's the visuals and the sound systems are incredible. But what I wanted to talk to you about, and you talk to other people out there, because there are still people that are hurting. There are people hurting right now because SNAP cards are not being used. What do you do, and what do you tell people about keeping your mind clear and not freaking out and being methodical about trying to work your way out of a tough situation?
Which I've been doing. Well, the first thing I did is I hung a noose. But no, it is tough. But you know, I think if you're proactive and people understand that things have changed,
communicate with people.
Yeah, always. I'm up front, and I said, our business. It wasn't uncommon for our 8-screen theaters in those small communities to have 1,500 people in one day come through.
Wow!
After COVID, we were excited if we could hit 200. That's how off it became. And there were also internal things that happened, such as the studios began charging such high commissions.
And see, the average person doesn't know that.
That's right. That's why popcorn is pricey, because that's the only area you make. We're really in the popcorn business.
And drinks. I mean, a Coke and a box of popcorn. You get the one that looks like a trunk of a car. And you can refill it as much as you want, but who can refill it? You know, who can fill another one of those up?
That's right, and it's when you have to pay a huge percentage of your box office to the studio, and it used to decline by the week the amount of percentage you would pay, and instead, many times now it's just for the
you don't make anything.
Yeah, and movies it used to be called had legs. So if you could keep a movie
there
3-4 weeks, it would do well. But now when you can see it streaming at the same time, they don't have the longevity.
I remember when I was in high school, I worked at the Scott Theater in Odessa, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had 4 other theaters, the Scott, the Ector, and so wherever they needed me, that's where they would send me. But the Scott was the queen ship. New, I mean, it's where everybody went. And it had the balcony, the huge, probably set 800-900 people. It was huge, and it was so much fun working there, being part of the show business, because it is show business, and then the snack bar and just going around. I remember I went up the stairs in the balcony, and you didn't want people making out up there, so you go up there with your little flashlight, go, "Hey, y'all, stop that! This guy stood up. Who's going to make me win?" Not me. I'm going back downstairs. But it was fun for everybody, families, teenagers, going to see. I remember all the James Bond movies I saw there. I saw John Wayne and the Alamo there. My mother dropped us off, little boys, lined up on the matinee on Saturday afternoons. And so the music business, the movie business is something that we all hold very special to us. It brings back so many memories. And you wonder how it will develop after this. Because remember, Blockbuster was it for everybody for many years. We used to love going to Blockbuster.
I did too, yeah. Browse and pick out a movie.
Oh,
or two.
we'd take the whole family in there and everybody to get their movie. Then I'd get up there to check out and they go, Mr. Farrell, you got $42 and failure to rewind.
That was
hated that.
I forgot about that. You had to rewind the tape.
Yeah, and then we lost one, a whole tape one time. They wanted like $75 for the tape. I said, it's VHS. I know how much these things cost. They said, that's how much it's going to cost you, buddy.
Yep.
And then it completely went away. So you really never know something you think is solid and is always going to be there. You really don't ever know that.
Digital changed my business, broadcasting in the movie theater. In about 2009, when everything began to convert from analog or 35 millimeter film into digital, that it became very difficult for small town broadcasters as well as movie theater owners because the cost of digital is so much higher than analog.
And it was something you'd already bought all your equipment, and all of a sudden you got to change over and you got to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always you got a couple $100,000 laying around.
Yeah, and you have to get new servers, and with 35 millimeter film projectors, they were just motors and some gears, and they last forever, 50, 60 years. But digital, it can be one component goes out, and that's $10,000.
Are those
just
like
impossible?
Regular digital projectors like you have at home when you do stuff at home and you hook up to a computer and you show it through that, or are they different, more like movie projectors in theaters?
They're like movie projectors because they have to have the lighting, the strong lighting in it, and it's complicated. I can't tell you that I can operate one. The old 35 millimeters I could take apart and put back together, but it's and not only that, the studios, it registers with the studio because they'll send a hard drive and we don't even know what the movie looks like until they give us the code
to be able
to
key
run
into it.
Yeah,
Wow,
it used to be that you could have special screenings and things like that, but they catch all that. And the midnight premieres were so much fun, and you just don't have that anymore, unfortunately.
Do you think the studios are largely to blame for a lot of this? I mean, once they quit making movies, they just said, we're not going to make any movies. Some of the independent filmmakers were still making movies, and some of the independent streaming companies kept making, live action movies and series where, it's a continuing story. But they would go out and isolate the entire crew at a motel someplace in the middle of nowhere and keep producing. But the studios just said, we're not going to do anything until this is over.
Yeah, I think the problem is there are too many platforms for movies requiring too much content. And you don't have the movie stars like we once had. You don't have a John Wayne out there anymore. And and somebody said to me recently, they said, 30 years ago, there were 25 great producers, 25 great writers, and so forth. Today, there are 25 great producers and 25 great writers for 50 times as many outlets for movies. And they're just churning things out.
It dilutes the product.
That's right. That's right. It's just, I always tell people, sit down tonight and write a script, and some studio will probably buy it.
Well, they really, I'm amazed when I sit and start watching something on one of the streaming services. And I go, who talked anybody into making this thing?
That's right.
And you're just astounded that it got past all the people it has to get through to get the money to make.
Yeah, and you just feel that hour and a half just was wasted in your life. I've seen many that I thought, surely they sat there and watched this and thought, what are we making?
Was somebody on drugs with this thing?
I think the main producer probably.
Have another snort of this, and I think you'll agree with me. This could be a great movie.
Oh, now people can make a movie on their iPhone, so I mean, it's amazing.
But you travel all because you had businesses all over the country. Right. Did you see about the same thing happening everywhere? Was there one part of the country that was hit harder than other parts?
As far as COVID is concerned?
And just, the downturn in the economy and people having to figure out another way of doing things.
Yeah, I think it was everywhere. I really do. I had a station in California and Louisiana and Illinois and Missouri, and I did a lot of traveling, had a group of radio stations here in Memphis a number of years ago. There are too many radio stations, there are too many television now. I've got 500-600 channels now.
Yeah.
And it isn't so much you're watching an over-the-air television station anymore. I'm sure, like you, I grew up with 3 channels in my community.
And you had to have a little brother outside to turn the antenna.
Turn
it to the left.
Yeah. In my case, in southeast Missouri, when Monday Night Football came on, you had to turn it to Southern Illinois to pick it. But they're apps, and there are just so many things to watch, and thank goodness I'm here. But they're podcasts, and there's everything else that is available, and it's almost overwhelming to people. I hear about something every day I didn't know such and such existed.
Yeah.
And yet a lot of them are outstanding. They're good.
Well, it is. I've always told people that if you have an idea, you want to do something, you can't go out and try to talk somebody else into it. You just got to start doing it.
That's right.
And if you're doing something that's different and unique and you've got any talent at it, people will be drawn to it and say, what can I do to help? Because that's what happened with me. And look at where we are now. I mean, this is as good as any podcast that you see anywhere.
That's right.
And they don't have the Lansky's or the Peabody, I mean,
that's right.
Which it really does.
Or a great host and a wonderful wife.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy.
That was the best move I made.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, well, so are everybody that's ever met her. I said, what are you doing with him? Well, I used to be good looking, that's the way that works. But
well, you got good lighting on you right now.
it shows all the bad things, I'm telling you.
I know a little bit about TV.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. With the young people now, in fact, Rob and Beth and I, we have people come up and they say, you're doing this podcast. I've been thinking about going into broadcasting. And we all say, don't do it. What do you tell people now? I mean, because it has changed so much. Will there be a revival of TV and radio? Because what I just see is bad going worse in programming on local stations. I mean, they've got, some of the stations now come on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon with news, and it goes straight through to like 6 or 7 o'clock.
I asked Todd Demers, the
weather guy,
Channel 3. Yeah, I asked him one day because he was on the morning show, and I guess he gets up at 2 in the morning, and I said, you start telecasting news programming at 4 a.m., I believe, on Channel 3. And I said, what is that like? He said, well, you got used to it. It was interesting. But that is what sells advertising, is localism.
Yeah.
That is the one area that over-the-air broadcasting can compete with everything. Sirius XM or whatever it is, they can't talk about Memphis, Tennessee. But the local radio stations, if they're programmed correctly, that's all they should talk about is local, 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 those 3 words. And the television stations have increased the amount of local news because that's what sells advertising and that's what gets the ratings.
Unfortunately, I don't want to see what they're showing locally. Because you're going to add another hour of this a day?
Yeah.
But I just think that eventually, I think everything is secular. And I think the pendulum swings way to the left and then it'll come back. And for a while, it'll be central again, and then it'll go way back to the right. And I think people are smart. They're not going to put money into things that aren't working. Right. And right now, I don't think many of the formulas are working.
Well, I do, to answer your question, I do tell people the old line of find a small radio station, go to work at it, and do everything.
Yeah.
They're hard to find these days because there are a lot of them
owned by large groups.
Yeah.
And they won't let anybody in the door. Remember, we used to go hang out at a radio
all
station.
And
just say, I'll go get you Cokes, I'll pull records for you. I just want to learn the business. And they would let you hang around.
Oh, I started, like I said, 8 or 9, 10 years old, and I was a disc jockey by the time I was 14. And I loved it. Every day I would leave school, ride my bike to the radio station, and that's and the television we had. I had 2 good friends in school where I grew up. One, his family owned the radio and TV station in town, and the other one owned the competitive radio station in town. So we became very friendly with those families, and anytime I could hang around the station.
And then now you can't get in the front door, unless they say they beep you in. And then once you get in there, you can get into the lobby. But you ain't roaming around over TV stations like we used to, or radio stations.
And there were no confining labor laws or anything. They would say, "You want to run the camera tonight for the news? So and so didn't show up," and there I was, a teenager. Sure. Or you want to run, switch the board or whatever it is. Everything I did. I don't care what it was. I did it.
But there are nobody in the wings now. There's no young people, even the college, coming around asking if there's internships. And you just don't ever see them. And I think that's really sad. That's how we all learned how to do everything, is mow a lawn, paper route. We're always saying, what can I do to make some money?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see them out pushing lawnmowers down the sidewalk anymore, do you?
No, I don't. And I still have a group of stations in the Boot Heel of Missouri based out of Kennett. And we still operate that just the way it always, all ball games. And there are 5 high schools in the area. And we have 5 games going on each. There are 8 stations. And we just, anything local we do. And the advertising sells on that.
Well, it's because you're doing what people want, and they do want local programming, and that's why all we talk about is local stuff here and what's going on, what's good about it. And I think people have really responded. I know my sponsors have, and they said, we want to be part of something that's good.
Sure, and promoting the community.
And Memphis, you look at what's going on downtown now. The crime has certainly had an impact, but I think I've really seen an improvement in traffic flow and speeders and everything else, and people coming back downtown since they did the Safe Streets thing and the guard came in. Are you seeing the same thing?
Oh, I am, and it's going to be exciting here at the hotel. The holidays are quickly upon us, and there's going to be a lot of people from out of town here, and not only, of course, the hotel and the Lansky store here, but all the businesses in the area, downtown, midtown, out east. I think it just took a little focusing on the crime situation.
And because we knew what it was, they needed to arrest them, which they were. What they didn't do is send them away. You have to get these people out of here. It's the same bunch doing 90% of the crime, the same 1%.
That's right.
I saw that when I was at the sheriff's office. Yeah. But I love Memphis. I love what's happened downtown. I love the Peabody. I love the Orpheum. I love the Majestic. Felicia Suzanne's. Memphis is a great place.
It is.
And I think it will be as great, or if not greater, again. And do come down, as Bill said, for the holidays, because nothing is prettier than downtown Memphis during the holidays. The Peabody has their tree.
Yeah.
Majestic shows old Christmas movies on the inside the theater, which is what it used to be.
By the way, Jack and I watched It's a Wonderful Life this weekend. That's my 284th time I've been seeing it, but it's a great movie. And he wanted to watch it, and I said, why not? So we watched it.
Please tell him hi, because we love Jack and everybody in Memphis that had the opportunity to get to know him. And just think he's a wonderful person and his family.
Yep, very much so. That's my favorite time of the week is to sit with him and watch those movies. And if he doesn't like the movie, he lets me know it.
End it.
Switch it.
I saw a movie just the other night with Jack Nicholson, and it was one that there was a number of those he made during the span, As Good as It Gets, and what were some of the other ones?
Something's Got to Give.
Something's Got to Give. And those are feel-good movies because you watch it, the people look good, the clothes are nice, the places they visit are nice. It's never nobody trying to stab somebody to death or shoot them. They were just dealing with things that we all deal with, and they always turn out great in the end. In fact, the one where he goes over to Paris and with Diane Keaton, and they meet, and she's with Keanu Reeves, and she dumps him for the old guy. We're all going, yeah.
He's made so many wonderful movies. Yep. I still, at the end of It's a Wonderful Life, when the city goes out and collects the $8,000, I was just sitting there going, oh, God.
You know what?
Gets me every time.
Because it still works.
Yeah,
it still works. And you cared about all the characters. You cared about Jimmy Stewart and, the old man that lost the money and and there was a good villain, and so it just all worked. And those directors knew how to do that. Ford, who did all those John Wayne movies, he was just an amazing photographer, because that's what he saw, everything, that one eye that he had, and he captured those scenes. And
I didn't know that. Wow.
John Ford, yeah, he had a patch over his eye.
Oh, that's right.
And
right.
he was always telling Duke, "You're really not a very good actor." And Duke goes, "Well, I'm making it the best I can."
That's good. Wow.
I practiced a lot growing up. About to raise my allowance, Dad.
Kathy, do you hear this when he's in the shower?
I'm singing like Al Green in the shower.
Oh.
You don't sound like Al Green, though. That's the problem.
Al Green was great, too.
Oh, love Al Green.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists. I had no idea when I used to listen to him back in Texas in the 70s and had all those great hits. And then one day I'd moved to Memphis and actually get to meet him and interview him.
Wow.
And with so many artists that have been here that I got to meet. You knew they were here, but you didn't think they were like walking around going to stores and stuff, which is what they do.
Yeah.
And it's just a great, great place, and it continues to amaze me. And being here, because everybody walks in here. I mean, you stay here long enough, you'll see everybody that comes to Memphis. Billy, guy in Landman.
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe.
What? Bobby.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
Yes.
Billy Bob Thornton.
In fact, the Duckmaster had his picture taken with him. And said
Really?
Billy Bob he grew up coming to Memphis. He grew up in Arkansas.
Wow.
And he said, I always loved coming here, especially at Christmas time and Goldsmiths and all that. Because you think those little towns in Arkansas, they didn't have anything like Goldsmiths and the show they put on there and the Peabodys. And so it's a great place. You're one of the great people that live here. And,
Well, thank you.
And
I try.
Well, that's why I wanted you to come out. I try to expose as many of the people I really admire to everybody else, so you can know what kind of caliber of people live here. And because you got all these other people get all the attention complaining about Memphis and saying what's wrong with it. So here's what's right with it right here.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And you too, Earl. It's a real pleasure to be on your show and to be in this kind of surrounding and meet such nice people walking in here and the people that I just met today. And it's a pleasure.
And the thing is, you ask them and said, how do you like Memphis? Oh, we love Memphis. We love coming here. We do come here every year. And they all have their story. And they just say, there's nothing like coming to Memphis and being a part of all this. And so that's the story we're telling, and we're trying to give it, as you said earlier, legs, and so we'll keep just doing it.
I think if people stayed off social media for a while, because they can get on a roll with negative comments, and it can be the slightest.
I just don't respond.
I don't watch.
I don't respond to anybody that says something negative, especially if it's about me.
Yeah, I was going to say
that guy's obviously an idiot.
Yeah. I've been called that before.
Well, they're wrong.
Thank you.
Just ask us. Here's what I'm going to charge you with: is so many great people. Next time you come on, bring one of the people you admire and bring them in and introduce us to us. I think that would be a good segment to have. Friends of Bill's. And because all these people, and people generally, these people, but nobody's ever come up to them and said, well, come on the show with me and let's talk about what you've done.
That's a great idea.
Because so many people that have done great things don't think they did anything. I mean, they're almost like, I haven't done anything. Oh, yes, you have. And so you'll be there to say, here's what this guy did. He won't admit it, but this is what he did and overcame. And we'll sit and talk just like we're talking now, and I think people would find that very interesting.
That sounds great. You just have to keep fighting every day.
Every day.
There's no alternative.
No.
I do. You just get up in the morning, put your armor on, and go at it.
I always don't tell my wife, I go, maybe something really neat will happen today. Keep hoping.
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it will.
Yeah, Bill Pollack, everybody. Thank you for coming down and visiting.
This has been great.
Well,
thank you.
I always enjoy having you on, and I think people do too. You're a very nice man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
That's our show for today. Be sure and tune in next time, which will be Wednesday, and we'll have some great guests there. In the meantime, get out and go support your local restaurants. Come downtown and enjoy downtown. It's safe again. We'll see you next time.